Welcome to Concept Learning. Today we are going to learn about correct uses of prepositions. Though prepositions are small words, they are very important. So the first thing is beside and besides. Lot of people have a confusion relating to the uses of this prepositions. Basically, beside means by the side of, and besides means in addition to. Beside means by the side of. Besides means in addition to. For example, the house was beside the river. Here if the river is flowing like this, just by the side of the river, what house is present, right? House is present beside the river. Okay, he plays tennis besides cricket and football. That means in addition to cricket and football, he plays tennis, right? From this sentence, we can say that he plays tennis, cricket and football. This is the difference between the prepositions beside and besides. For example, beside means like, for example, blue pen is beside the red pen. This is how the use of beside. Besides means in addition. We can use anything like this. And the second thing is since and for. Since it is used to refer to the point of time. That means the exact time. For example, I have been living here since 2000. Here 2012. It is a point of time. To refer a point of time, we use the preposition since. He has been appointed for 3 years. Here, 3 years means it represents a period of time. Therefore, we use for. If I want to express the same thing using for, I can write this sentence as I have been living here for 8 years. For 8 years. That means it represents a period of time if I use for. If I use since means it represents a period of time. The third thing is between and among. Between it is used between is used to refer to two things or two persons. Among means it is used to refer to more than two things, right? For example, I have to choose between these two pictures. As there are only two things involved, we use between here. The USA tries to maintain peace among the nations of the world. Means nations means there are no two nations, there are more than two nations, right? We have to maintain a peace among the nations of the world. Here the comparison is between, the comparison is used for more than two things, right? Therefore, we use among here. Ago is used for past events, while before is used in reference to two events. What is the difference between ago and before? Basically, ago it is used to refer the past actions, but before it is used in reference to two actions. For example, he came 3 days ago. Here ago it represents a past action. But in the second sentence, the train had left before he reached the station. Here train had left. It is one sentence and he reached the station is other sentence. Here before it relates and at the same time it states which action takes place first. Therefore, this is the difference between these two things. The next one is among or amongst. Both have the same meaning. Either of them can be used if followed by the. If followed by a word beginning with the vowel, amongst can be used. Here, he distributed the toffees among or amongst the poor. In case, if a word is followed, if they are followed by the article, then both of them can be used. That means either among or amongst, whatever you can use. But If it is followed by a word that starts with oval, then we must use amongst. This is the difference between using these two things. Now the difference between the prepositions to and towards. To signifies the final destination of someone or something. To preposition, it signifies or specifies the final destination of someone or something. For example, my friend went to college yesterday. Here, what is the final destination? College is the final destination and to is a preposition that is used before this final destination. And I have never been to USA. Here USA, it is the final destination and to is a preposition. And the second one is towards. It indicates a movement in a particular direction. It does not specify the destination. Towards, it indicates a specific direction, but as like as to preposition, it does not specify the destination. Everyone sitting in the room turn towards me. Everyone in the room, they turn in the direction of me. Here it represents a direction. Right? She is walking towards railway station. Here final destination is not the railway station. She is just walking in the way of the railway station. But the final destination is not the railway station. If we observe these two examples, I am going to New York for meeting. Here New York is the final destination. But in the second sentence, I think we are heading towards New York. Now we must have gone wrong. They are going somewhere else, but by mistake they are heading towards the New York. That means here the final destination is not New York. It's not final destination. They are going just towards, that means in the direction of New York they are going. But the final destination is not the New York. Through. It refers to movement within a space. Movement in one side and out of the other side of something. Through means it is used when there is a movement from one side and again it comes out of the other side. For example, the train goes through a funnel under the hill. A tunnel. A tunnel means, for example, it has an opening and as well as ending. The train goes through a tunnel means it enters through a tunnel and again it goes through the tunnel. Means it enters and again comes out like this. The bullet went straight through him. Here through is a preposition. The burglar got in through the window. Through the window he got in. That means he entered in through the window. The canal flowed through the city center. This is the uses of the preposition through. We use it when we enter something else and again we come out of something else. That's it. Let's talk about the uses of prepositions below, under, beneath. Below and under means lower than, but under usually denotes physical contact and below denotes a space between the things. Basically, below and under, they means lower position, but under it denotes a physical contact. That means if we use under, there is a physical contact between two things. If we use below as a preposition, there is no physical contact between two things. This is the difference between the uses of prepositions below and under. For example, he puts the books under the pillow. Here under is a preposition. He puts the books under the pillow means there is a physical contact between the two things, that is books and pillow. They placed the lamp below the disc. Below the disc. Here there is no physical contact. Again, below and under also means junior in rank. They also used to refer that is junior in rank. For example, he is under me. That means I am superior to him. This sentence states that I am superior to him and he is inferior to me. In this case also we use these prepositions below and under. Next thing is beneath. Something that is beneath the other thing is under the other thing. Beneath and under, they usually have the same meaning. I could see the muscles of his shoulder beneath the t-shirt. Here it gives the same meaning of the under. It also shows a physical contact between the two things. And beneath it is also used to refer the thing that is unworthy as per status or in lower status in social class. For example, it is beneath his dignity to beg for money. Beneath means it is unworthy for him to beg for money. And the second sentence is she married beneath her. She married beneath her. That means she married a person who is inferior to her. That means in a social status he is somewhat less. Across. The where we have to use the preposition across is when we want to refer this thing, that is movement from one side to other side of something. For example, there is bridge across the river. Across the river there is a bridge. The river is flowing like this. The bridge is constructed like this. That means from one side to another side. Like this. When we want to represent, then we can use across preposition. The horse ran across the meadows. Again, along preposition. In a line from one point to another. The road was along the river. If the river is flowing like this, the road is like this. That means along means they together form a same line. This is along. Along and across, they are quite opposite to each other. The road was along the river. I looked along the shelves for the book I needed. For example, in a library, all the books were placed in shelves. So I want one book. For the book I needed, I will go in a straight line along the shelves in order to get the book I needed. Right? Now again, past. Past is also a preposition. And it is used whenever we want to refer a movement from one side to another side of something. Going near someone or something while you are on your way to another place. For example, go past the post office to reach the temple. Actually, our final place or destination is temple. While you are going to the temple, we came across post office. That's why we use past over here. Right. She drove right past the house. Here past is also a preposition. It shows a movement from one side to another side of something. That means you are going to the house. While you are going to the house, you drove right past the house. Half and half. Here are the various ways in which of preposition can be used. Location. East of here, middle of the road. Here of preposition it is used to show a location. Right. The next thing is possession. A friend of mine, a sound of music, a man of principles. In these sentences what happens? It shows a possession. The third one is a part of group, one of us, a member of the team. From the whole group, if we represent a part, then also we can use of preposition. Measurement, a cup of milk. Again, 2 meters of snow, like this. And a bowl of rice, like this. If we want to represent a measurement, then also we can use of preposition. And OFF of. Here, there are islands off the coast. Here, the meaning of is at a distance from. At a distance from. Or far away. It gives the meaning far away. There are islands off the coast. That means islands are present at a large distance from the coast. The cat jumped off the table. Here it gives the meaning away. That means the cat jumped away from the table. It is the difference between the uses of two prepositions of and of. By with. If you observe the sentences, he was killed by his servant. And the second one is, he was killed with an axe. By it is used to refer to the doer of the action. He was killed by his servant. We can also write the sentence as, his servant killed him. Right. Here, who is the doer of the action? Servant is the doer of the action. In order to refer to this doer of the action, we use by preposition. He was killed with an axe. With it is used to refer to the instrument with which an action is performed. By using the axe, an action is performed here. So, to refer to this instrument, we used with preposition. Right? Next one is in at. Means to refer a time. In is used before larger places like cities, towns, countries, continents, etc. And at is used before the small places. He lives in New Delhi. New Delhi is a large city, therefore we use in before the place New Delhi. We shall meet him at the club this evening. Club means it is a small place, right? In order to refer to the small place, we use at preposition. Next one is into. In it is used to refer to the things present at rest, and into is used to refer to the things which are in motion. He is in bed. It represents the state of rest. He fell into the river. He fell into the river. Here it represents the motion, right? Therefore, here it represents the motion. In the same manner, on, upon. On is used to refer to the things at rest, and upon is used to refer to the things at motion. He sat on chair. Here it is used to refer to the things which is in rest. He jumped upon his horse. It represents motion. In, within. The spaceship will reach the moon in 3 days. In means it refers at the end of 3 days. Right? The spaceship will reach the moon in 3 days means at the end of 3 days. The spaceship will reach the moon within 3 days means before the end. Before the end of. This is the difference between the uses of in and within. The next one is on, in, at, by. In reference to time, in it is used to refer a period of time. In it is used to refer a period of time, and on is used before days and days, and at it is used to refer an exact time, and by it is used to show that the time the action will be completed. If you observe the sentences, I shall be there at 4 p.m. on Friday. At 4 p.m. To refer to exact time, we use at. It is an exact time, right? On Friday, before the days, we use on to refer a time. And before the dates also, we use on preposition. The postman brought this in the morning. Here, morning means it is a period of time, right? It does not represent the exact point of time. It is a period of time. Therefore, we use in preposition over here. Again, the third sentence is, we had a grand party at 5 p.m. Exact point of time. On the 21st, before the date, we use on preposition, which was Ravi's birthday. Okay, I shall be leaving by 6 o'clock. By it is used to refer to the time. It refers to the time at which the action completes. Right. Basically, by it is used in future tense in order to represent a time. Now let us talk about the difference between the uses of prepositions over and above. Both the prepositions over and above represent something that is higher position, but above is used when there is no contact between the two things, and again over it is used when there is a contact between two things. For example, they put a blanket over her. Here over is a preposition. It represents a contact between two things. The books are placed above the shelf. Here if we used above, so there is no contact between the two things. And second one is over implies movement from one location or position to another. And above implies one location and no movement. Over preposition, it is used when there is a movement from one place to another place. But above is used when there is no movement from one place to another place. For example, helicopter flew over the mountains. Here there is a movement. Helicopter flew means here it shows a movement, right? Therefore, we use over preposition here. The second sentence, the helicopter was hovering above the building. Hovering means here it remains in the air. It remains in the air without any movement. According to this verb, we use above preposition as there is no movement in this case. Now the third thing is over preposition, it is used with a number and a time. In that case, it refers means it gives the meaning more than. For example, I hope I don't weigh over 60 kgs. That means I hope that I do not weigh more than 60 kgs. It is the meaning of the sentence. If I write this sentence using preposition above, it's not correct. I hope I do not weigh above 60 kgs means it's not correct, because over preposition means above preposition, it is not used with a number or time, but over can be used with number or time. Here there is an exception, that is above, it is a preposition that can be used with the temperature. Temperature is a number, but we can use it, that too especially in relation to 0 or the average. Whenever we are referring to 0 temperature or average temperature, in that particular case only we can use above preposition. For example, it was 6 degrees above 0 and it was 10 degrees above the average for the time of year. Here we are referring to average and 0 temperature, so we use above preposition before this numbers. Let us do a simple exercise. He has lived in Patna dash 4 years. Here 4 years, it represents a period of time, right? Therefore, we use for. The second sentence, it has been snowing dash Christmas morning. Christmas morning means it's a particular time. It tells a definite time, right? It tells a point of time. Therefore, we use since over here. Right? So, the third sentence is, I will see you dash home when I get there. Here, home means it is a small place. Right? Before the small places, we use at preposition. From these things, at is the appropriate preposition. So, we use at. We do not use in, because in is used only before the larger places, and by is also not appropriate to use over here, as there is no any information about the time or doer of the action. When we get ready for dinner, I have to take my books dash the table. That means in this sentence, what happens? They are getting ready for the dinner. So all the books are needed to be taken away from the table, right? What is the appropriate preposition from these things? Of will be the appropriate preposition because it means away, right? Taking away or away from. Therefore, it would be the appropriate preposition. You must be back dash 4 o'clock. Here, by is the appropriate preposition over here because means within the 4 o'clock the person must be come back, right? Therefore, we use by. It represents a time in this case. Now, the city is 500 meters dash sea level. If you observe the options above, over, across. That means from these things we can pick up the above as an appropriate preposition because over we cannot use, as over is used only when two things are in contact to each other. But here we are talking about the city and sea level. They won't be in contact with each other. But city is at a higher position to sea level. That is 500 meters higher position to sea level. Therefore, we use above. And across also be not appropriate to use. Pour some ghee, dash bread and heat it. The options are above, over, in. Here, if we pour a ghee, it would be in contact with the bread, right? Therefore, over is the appropriate preposition to use over here. That's it for today, guys, and the remaining parts of speech will be discussed in later videos. And if you like our content, please subscribe to our channel and click on the like button. Thank you.